Record and
Mm.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here this evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're connecting from. I'm excited to be here. My name is Sandra. I'm a leadership coach, speaker, and trainer, a member of the Toastmaster as the Vice President, Public Relations, 2-time running, and also an area director. I'm an author, a best-selling author, an IT sales expert of over 20 years, and just recently got gifted the Presidential Lifetime Award. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, ma. I have a guest and a mentor here who will be speaking, sharing a story, inching on significance, living a life of impact, serving and serving and serving. We're called out to serve. A leader is a servant leader. And so I have her here. She'll be sharing a story, telling us how she's impacted our world and how the impact in return has been a blessing to her. So I have Lorraine. She'll be introducing herself and what is making a difference. Making a difference is a movement and a show where we'll bring great guests to share their story, how they've been a difference maker in their world, how they're living a life of significance, how they're influencing and impacting their world, because God has called us to be a difference maker. God has put something in us that He wants us to use to bless the world. And today I have Lorraine. She'll be introducing herself and telling us what she's been up to. Thank you so much. The floor is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Sandra Ugo, Area
And I
Director.
forgot, you were the one that actually made me to take the role of an area director. I wasn't even thinking about that
Yeah,
then.
well, that's what happens when you see leadership in someone. You never know. And that's what I always tell children. You never know who's watching you. And, more importantly, do I not just tell the children, I tell the adults, you never know who's watching you.
True.
Absolutely. And speaking of watching you, my parents were my greatest influencers.
We like to know you, man. We like to know you.
You'd like to know me? Well,
Yeah, so introduce yourself.
my name is Lorraine Jackson. I've been married for 40 years. I have 3 grown children, no grandchildren. And I've been an educator. My oldest son was a preemie. He was 13 weeks early. So he was in the hospital for 3.5 months. And
Wow.
during that time, I decided I was not going back to work because he also needed a lot of care after that. But I also had help from the community. I had help from my family and friends. And so they were giving back to me. So they were impactful in my life. And just because of their influence on me, I believe it was a better influence so that I could give back to others. When I stopped working, I was fortunate that my husband had a decent enough job so he could take care of me. He could take care of the family at home and everything else we needed. And so, as the children got older, I was able to volunteer in the schools and volunteer in the neighborhood. And of course, my house was the house that all the children came to, and I welcomed them because what was mine was theirs. That's the way my parents taught us, and that's what I shared with the community, and that's what my children are doing as well. Whatever they have, they share with others. So we don't want to keep this to ourselves. We want to make a difference in someone else's lives. And currently, I'm working with a youth group at my church, a small group of young ladies who we've come together as, I don't want to call it a pack, but it's a small group where we meet twice a month to share stories, to share what's happening in their lives, to sharing what life's going to bring to them, careers, families, what body change, the changes in their bodies. And so it's a small group of 6 individuals, and it's a very close-knit group. So there's a saying in Vegas, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. So what goes on in this group stays in this group. And after that, and I think these women or these young ladies were so excited about the group, they talked about it amongst their friends. And so their friends wanted to get into that group. But I said, no, we can start another group, which is what we did. We started another group so that those young ladies, they have their own truths, they have their own stories, and they now are a close-knit group. And so we need we need support like that, where each one of us build on another, and each one of us can make a difference towards one another. And that's what's happening in these groups.
Yeah, that's a great one where you come together to help these ladies to be able to, open up, and you can help them, live a better life, guide them and show them the paths to go. A lot of times people have things that are bothering them when they don't have anybody to share with. They don't have an accountability partner. So there's nothing like having a such group where ladies can feel safe. They can learn new things, and they are rightly guided. That's a great one, ma. I appreciate. And I know that you've been a person who have been very helpful. You've been giving back. And I know I met you in the Toastmasters. What was one of your preparing? What brought you to Toastmasters? That's just like me. I needed a place to go to grow myself, because I felt I was just being at home, not doing anything. And truly, it's been an impact. I'll share my story later, but let me let you speak.
Thank you. No, I was not lonely. I because of my community involvement, or just involvement with children and youth, and just wanting to get my hands on stuff all the time. I'm just busy, busy, busy. So Toastmasters is something I've known about for over 20 years, because my brother's a Toastmaster. He said this was the best thing that could have happened to him for his career. He's a physician, so after he decided that he no longer wanted to work with individuals, with the patients, he went into the hospital administration, and he's loving it. He's loving working with the administrators and those doctors that give him the hard time. But in any case, he was the one who said, if you don't, at least give it a try. Give Toastmasters a try. And so I did. About 4.5 years ago at my church, they had an open house. And I went up to the desk, and I never turned back. I was welcomed warmly. They shared their stories with me, and they showed me how I could develop myself, like how I can become a leader. And it has worked. This Toastmasters is something. It really is something, and it's surprising. But that's because they allow us to practice. They allow us to make mistakes, and they allow us to build on each and every speech that we give. So even if you don't think you're a speaker because you're not speaking in public, you still have to communicate with your family, your friends. And so that's part of public speaking, just communication. One-on-one is important, as well as 1-on-100.
Yeah, that's one with group. Yeah, it's been a great one for me since I joined the Toastmaster. When I got into the community, when I got into United States, I love being busy. I love putting my hands, learning and getting skilled. When you're self-aware, you want to grow yourself. I wanted to grow myself from where I was, because I used to be a very shy person. And I also used to be a stammerer. I can't talk without hitting my leg on the floor. But thank God for my father. He would tell me, if you want to speak to me, you must not raise your leg up. So when I want to talk, I had to force myself to sit and not hit my leg on the floor to speak. And as God will have it, I overcame speaking as a stammerer. I could talk without hitting my legs. And joining Toastmasters for me has helped me to build confidence too. And I found like minds, like myself. I saw people making mistakes and growing while watching them. I also tried very few times I tried. I was scared and I was fidgety, but as time goes on, I was able to build on my wobble feet. And today I'm able to speak well. And not only that, I'm able to speak well. I've been in leadership role as the vice president and also an area director. So it's a platform where we get good constructive feedback. And with the constructive feedback, you're able to build. Nobody is there to make you feel bad. They're there to help you and see that you grow. So it's been a mind-blowing session. We're all called out as difference maker. God has called us. There's something in us that we need to build. There's either skills or great skills that God has input in you that you need to bring to limelight. And how do you bring it to limelight if you don't build on it, if you don't get skilled up? So that's why, joining the Toastmasters or looking for a support group, an accountability group where you can grow, network with all the ladies and all the men, it's a great platform. For me, Toastmasters has been mind-blowing for me. And like Lauren said, giving back, you cannot overemphasize it. You know, whatever you sow, you reap. When you give back, when you give to the community in multiple folds, it impacts you, not just you, your family and your community. So we are all called out to be a difference maker. So it's great to have you on this show, sharing your story, how you've been an impact, how you've been out there wanting to help. And beyond that, I spoke about, we're only talking about our girls. We're not talking about our men. We need to help our men. And I said, yes, we are bringing up great ladies, great women. But what about our men? Our men are going to marry to these guys. Our ladies are going to marry to these guys. So we need to train and help our guys too. So for us, I know that we might not be able to have such close group of guys, but we can talk to our men, that we can help them put these guys together and they can mentor them. Because sometimes some guys are free to open themselves to, you know, when they have same sex, they can tell their experience, what they are feeling, and these men are able to, you know, mentor them. Being an adult, they passed those ages. They were once a teenager, they became a young adult, and today they're men. So they're able to mentor these young men. So, and that's why just beyond just having the female group, we need to also have the men group. So I don't know how you'll be able to reach out to the men in your community. Like,
yeah, I think I love that idea of yours that, you know, the women usually can take care of themselves and the young ladies, but the men, we need to not necessarily push them, but encourage them to, you know, this group of young ladies, they're maturing, they're getting something out of it. Why don't you give it a try? Let's start a men's group, or do you need assistance in starting a group with these young boys who will become parents, will become the leaders of tomorrow? We need to start now with the men as well as the women, because we do want, and I'm so happy for the District 14 that they have men in leadership roles, because women have been in the leadership roles for a long time in this district. So I'm so happy to see our men coming back.
Yeah, that's a great one, having them. And all they need from us as women, because, you know, it's like it's innate in us as women to be able to bring the home front together, to be able to bring people together. For the men, they're used to like going out to fend for the family, bring in the wealth, bring in the money. So as women, we might just be administrator for them, put the guys together and ask them to come and speak, you know, leave it for them. Once we're able to do that, before you know it, the men can take it up themselves and run their show themselves. So it's a great one having you today, this evening. I'm excited to have you. Thank you for taking out time out of your busy schedule to share your story and how we can be a difference maker in our world and in our community. Thank you so much. I also want to thank our viewers who have been on this show. Thank you so much. Thank you. And if this has been your first time, please kindly like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please share. It is said a leader is one who knows it and shares it with others. So we know it, but we don't keep it to ourselves. We just go out there to share, to be a blessing to others. Let's go out there, share this video. This video can impact someone, can turn someone that, oh, yes, I have got skills there, but I'm not using. I can share these skills with other people in the world, and the world itself will be a better place. Thank you so much. Let's go out there and dare to be a difference maker. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon, or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? Dip Insight Books is the perfect in-between solution in transforming your ideas into a book. We can help you with all the complicated parts of publishing, such as process TO transformation. What we do: full manuscript evaluation, receive quality assurance edit, full copy edit and final proofread to remove spelling and grammar mistakes, oversee your cover design, create your interior layout, publish and distribute your book, lock down your marketing strategy. Ghostwriting, where there is no manuscript. Our goal is to help you publish your book promptly. Contact us today at 404-740-9091. Email us at info@dipinsightworld.com. To start the submission process, check us out at www.books.dipinsightworld.com and submit your details. You can visit our Facebook page at Dip Insight World.
you've made it this far into this video, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe so you can support your girl. Thank you.
Okay.